I've been wanting to make this video for a hot minute about my doctor, who is a fucking legend. Hi, Melda. I do feel better. I do feel better. Oh, she's so sweet. Um, okay, enough simpering. So, fuck. This is terrible. Okay, so last year I had injured my right hand a little bit and my wrist and stuff. I was anxious about it, playing so much guitar. So I went to the doctor. My usual doctor wasn't available, so I went to another guy, and the guy was a giga Chad. Okay, I don't even know where to begin. The phone didn't stop ringing the entire time we were together. Like, he took like 5 phone calls because he's like a doctor and he's also like the mayor of some city around here. So he has a lot of responsibilities. I had to wait like 2.5 hours to see him or something, even though I had an appointment. I mean, it was crazy. And so he just greets me and he like fist bumps me in the middle of the pandemic. And the guy's like 60, mind you, and it was like a year and a half ago when we didn't know as much as we do about COVID and stuff. And whatever, like, he just like touches my arm and my hands all over, like, to see what's wrong. No gel, no nothing. Doesn't give a shit, and then starts talking to me about Santana and Hendrix and Woodstock. When I tell him I'm a musician, and he's like, I guess, old hippie. He didn't go to Woodstock or anything, but just a really cool guy. And he was so chill. And then at some point, my card, the insurance cards we have in France for public healthcare, he tries to put it in the machine, and he's like, oh, it's not working. So he takes out a piece of rubber. He like removes some of the chip on it, and then it works, because he was like, yeah, it's probably oxidized, like, just, I don't know, random stuff like that. He just had the coolest vibe, and he said the coolest things. He was like so chill, laid back, and whatever. And I went to see him again, I guess, a few weeks ago, to get antidepressants because the other doctor didn't want to give them to me. And he did, and gave me anxiolytics as well and stuff. And I came back now because the meds weren't working that great. Like, I was not functional enough and stuff. And I had like 7 things written down for him to take care of. And, you know, whenever I fall asleep at maybe 6 a.m. and I call him at like 9:45, and I'm like, hey, do you have any availabilities like today or tomorrow? Because after that I'm leaving. I literally only have 2 days to see him. And he's like, oh, I'll only be here this morning. See you soon. And I was like, so not ready to get out of bed, but I did, and I went and stuff. And same thing, I wait for 2 hours, and then he writes me like prescriptions for like 7 different things, and at the same time he's like actually trying to know me and be like, why do you have no motivation? What's going on? And when you have depression at your age, you need to do psychotherapy for a long time and do this and this, and it's really important for you to enjoy this summer and then try to get motivated to do something professionally again. Oh, what did you do after high school? Oh, you did a prep class? Oh yeah, maybe that's not intellectually the best for you because you needed to express yourself in some other way. And like, he was actually like talking to me, interested, and there were people waiting in the waiting room and stuff. And there was this woman earlier in the waiting room that had like a severe asthma crisis, and she was like, I come from all the way over from some other town because doctors won't take me in and stuff. And it was like 12:30 by the time he took me in, and he said he was only here for the morning, but he might still be here. It's an hour later now. It's like, this guy he's a trooper. Last time I went to see him, I saw him, it was like 9 p.m. and he was still in. Like, it's just insane. And yeah, he took care of me. Like, he looked at all the stuff I needed. He gave me prescriptions for eye drops and antihistamines and like whatever, my tendons, and information in the ear because of COVID and stuff, and was super nice the whole way, and gave me advice and said, since I have a psychiatrist appointment, like, he actually said, hey, go to a psychiatrist if you're not getting better. And I had already scheduled an appointment, but he actually thought of telling me that, and was like, well, he can probably diagnose you for ADHD if that's what you have. And because I said, yeah, that might be the problem, why I have no motivation, whatever. My point is, the guy's a legend. And the craziest thing is when I walked out, like when I was done and he had written all the prescriptions, he just opens the door. And so I'm kind of forgetful and I haven't gotten so much sleep, so I just like walk out the door. And when I'm at the door, I'm like, hey, I should pay. And he's like, no, good day. Let's do it like this then, huh? See you next time. Like, holy shit. Like, I wasn't in there for that long. Maybe, I don't know, 11 minutes tops, something like that. 15 at the very maximum. But dude, like, again, I get like 6 different prescriptions from him. Something like that. 6 or 7. And he just let me do the appointment for free. I've never even heard of anything like that. And that's not even legal. Like, the dude is just so nice, and I don't know, I think he was in a rush maybe, and he wanted to eat at some point and didn't want to go through the trouble of like me writing the check and all that stuff. But it's like, wow, dude, a doctor actually like helped me out for free. And sometimes like optometrists do that or something, like opticians, when you go in, they will adjust your glasses for free. But it's because they hope you come back and you pay for like a $300 pair of glasses. Like, this guy's a doctor. He's a GP, general practitioner. He's not supposed to do that shit. It's like 25 euros usually, and he just like, I was blown away. I like, for 5 minutes walking home, I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Like, that's one of the nicest things anyone's done to me ever. And it's just, I can't emphasize enough, like, these kinds of like simple positive interactions, like how much they can actually do for someone who's depressed, because he didn't have to do that, he just did it because that's him, and he did it to be nice, and he didn't do it to get anything in exchange. He did it to genuinely help me, because maybe he like gained 1 minute, but he lost like $25. So I just can't wrap my head around it. And one of the coolest dudes like I've ever come across, and like a doctor who actually cares and like works so many hours and takes in people like me and doesn't make them pay. And the other times I had paid, obviously, I didn't give any sign that I was like broke or anything like that. I just like forgot before he opened the door, and I think it was his intention to let me off the hook, like, before. I don't think he forgot. I think he was just like, I'm not gonna make him pay, which is crazy. And yeah, taking in this other woman that had an asthma crisis that nobody else would take in. I'm from, tripping over my words, because this is crazy, and this is a really good man, and I love him, and I wanted to talk about him. Fucking legend. Just a legend. And yeah, he doesn't really use the secretary they have at the doctor's office anyway, but she's on holiday now, so he must be getting calls like literally all day. And he had a couple calls, like he had one call when we were in consultation, and he just like, it's calls on his mobile phone, and he just answers, and he's like, yeah, and takes care of matters for like his town or something, and he answers everything like and starts like, another time he starts like speaking German out of the blue on the phone and stuff, and whatever. I just wanted to say my doctor's fucking awesome.